Hello everybody, welcome to Cheri Voyage. Today we're going to be going over the new pieces by Chantecaille. The Flower Power collection is in, so let's go ahead and jump into these beauties. Let's go ahead and get into these new products by Chantecaille, the Flower Power collection. I did already do the blush and powder on one side of my face because I wanted to show you guys what it looks like, but then I'm gonna go ahead and try it on with you guys and give you my thoughts. So let's go ahead and jump in. Okay, let's go ahead and start with the Chantecaille Perfect Finishing Blurring Powder. Now it does have a beautiful designed motif on the actual powder. It's kind of like an embossed print in there, and it does retail for $84. So I'm gonna go ahead and read to you guys a bit of information on this powder to make sure that it's doing what it says it claims that it does. So it states that it's an ultra fine instant blurring powder and smooths and perfects the complexion in a collectible limited edition compact. The weightless finishing formula helps skin appear softly filtered and flawless. Long-lasting gel powder is infused with a special combination of optically correcting pearls and blurring spheres to filter out imperfections. So it states that how you should use this is smooth on perfect blur finishing powder with the buff and blur brush, blending in soft circular motions for a natural flawless finish. Now I use the Kevin Aucoin brush, which is my domed brush. When I see the image online of the brush from Chantecaille that they're suggesting to use it with, it's a flat brush. So obviously do what feels best to you, but if you want to mimic the style of the Chantecaille brush, find one that is more of a flat cut brush. All right, so let's go ahead and try this on together. As I stated, I did try it on my face on this side already, but I wanted to kind of go over it with you guys as I apply it. So I'm going to take my Kevin Aucoin brush and lightly do a circular motion on the top of the powder, pick up very little, and I have discussed this in my other videos. For those of you who have already seen my other videos, you're going to hear me repeat this, but that is to go ahead and tap it onto the face, starting on the cheek and nose area, and lightly tap outward. And then you're going to very softly blend it. You don't want to collapse the brush into the skin, because if you have any oils or the foundation that you just put on is basically sitting on the top layer of the skin, it will give a streaky, cakey look when the powder hits that foundation or the oil in your skin. So do a light circular motion to lightly buff the powder onto the skin, and that will also create a nice blurring finish, along with the powder being a blurring finish as well. So you'll get a really nice kind of seamless look to the skin, or an airbrushed type of look. Whatever's left over, I lightly go underneath my eye area. I don't want to have my eye area look dry, dehydrated, and pick up any lines, especially for those of you who have older, more mature skin and you have any fine lines or deep lines. You want to be very careful about putting powder around the eye. I usually don't even put powder on the eye for older clients because it could be very aging, and if so, I do a very, very light dusting just to set the makeup. So I'll start off by saying that the powder itself is very, very, very light on the skin. Like, you can't even feel anything. The texture when I put my finger in the powder is almost like, it reminds me of the blotting paper powder, how it's very, very soft, and it just melts right into the skin. It leaves no trace even in my fine lines on my fingers. It leaves no trace on the back of my hand. I test a lot of products in this nook on my hand, especially when it comes to concealers, powders, and foundations, because if I see any texture around this area that has a lot of lines in it, just from our thumb being near our finger, and it creates kind of a lot of creases. So if I see any texture pop up, I kind of can tell if it's going to do the same to my face. Obviously, the less a product picks up on the back of my hand, especially in this area, the better. So when I put the powder in this nook right here earlier, I noticed that it just blended right in. You couldn't see anything, which I love. So I would definitely say this is wonderful for those of you that like a really, truly light texture powder. I wouldn't say it's best for coverage. So my favorite right now is the Gucci powder, the one that comes in the compact. It's fantastic. And I feel like it gives a medium coverage. It's not too heavy or cakey. And I would say this Chantecaille powder is one full step down, even maybe a step and a half to 2 steps down. It's really, really light in texture. So who is this for? I would say someone who's looking for a truly light textured powder, something that you can hardly feel. I wouldn't say it's great for controlling oil or for coverage, but I will say it's great for a light, natural looking setting powder and a beautiful, flawless finish. It also has a really beautiful kind of brightening effect, I noticed, to the skin. It just gives like a light luminosity without being shimmery, and I attribute it to that kind of peach yellow tone in the powder. So it does do a lot of really great brightening. For those of you that have pores or texture, you're going to love this because it is so fine in texture and it does have that blurring effect. So it does a great job of giving a soft focus finish. But for those of you who are looking for coverage or to control oil, I wouldn't really head in this direction. All right, let's go ahead now and try on the blush. All right, so here we have the Chantecaille. I'm gonna see if I can say this right here. It's the Flower Power Cheeks Shade Blush in Rosy. Whew, it's a mouthful. This is a really beautiful color. It's like a true flush on the skin. It's really pretty, but very, very light, as you can see. I really had to do a lot of buildup when it came to applying this. Now, this can be a good thing for some and not so good for others. I like color payoff and pigment. I find it easy to be able to control how much pigment I put on my face. So I'd rather have something with more pigment than less pigment, meaning I'd rather have something that's already pretty saturated and I could put a little bit on and I find it lasts longer because I'm not having to dig into the powder to build up color. This is definitely one of those blushes that you have to build up color. But for those of you who like a natural look and something very subtle, you will love this blush. Now, with all of their formulations, it's a gorgeous texture. It feels incredibly light, very similar to the powder. Now, I'm gonna read a little bit to you guys about this and then I'm gonna apply it on the cheek. So it does say that it's a luminous powder balm formula that brushes on a natural looking rosy flush to the cheeks. Lightweight and featuring a delicate sheen, it gently blurs and adds luminosity with an innovative pearl formula and a limited edition collectible compact. Now, how to use it, it says to use the cheek brush, gently apply along the cheekbones and blend outwards. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm gonna use my SONIA G brush in the Designer Pro. I like that it's small, it's got that dome so I can really get into some precise application and blend it out and stay localized on the cheek. So grab a little bit of this here, and I'm excited to show you guys so you could see what I mean about how natural it looks, but also how light it is. Pop this on my cheek here. And then I'm gonna go in and just do light circular motions on that cheekbone. I don't go past the middle of my eye. I really stay out here so that I have some natural looking flush and lift at the same time. From there, whatever's left over, I just kind of lightly brush in a C shape from the top of the brow and meet it right to the cheek blush that's on the cheekbone. Okay, so do you see how light that is? It's an incredibly natural looking blush. Now I like a little more color, so I'm going to grab a bit more and do another layer here. Whatever's left over, I like to put a little bit on my nose, a little on my chin, and I'll even go back and put a little bit on the crease or brow bone of my eye to kind of bring the whole look together. All right, so as you can see, it's really, really pretty. It does a wonderful job of blurring. I have to say the powder and the blush do a great job of doing what they state they'll do, which is being a soft blurring powder and texture. So it feels really good on the skin. I have to mention one more thing. Do you guys remember when you were kids and you'd get packs of erasers? Does this not remind you guys of those little erasers that you'd get as a kid? This reminds me so much of those erasers I had as a kid. I almost want to pull one off and see if it erases. Anyway, when I pulled this out, I really loved it because it made me feel like, you know, just being a kid again. So this is a really fun, beautiful design. Great for the summer, spring months. All right, we have hit the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you have any questions, you know I'm here for you. I've been a makeup artist for 25 years, so feel free to pick my brain. I'm here to assist you guys and help any way that I can. Please take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and if you guys want to support my channel, the best way to do that is to use the affiliate links down below. I get a small commission that helps me buy more products to share with you all, and 2, subscribe if you like what you're seeing, and you can always leave a thumbs up and a comment. My favorite part of this channel is getting your guys' comments. I love the creativity part mixed with just communicating with you guys. I have so much fun just getting to hear from you all. So thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting my channel for those of you that have. I see you all and I appreciate it. All right, everyone, I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.